everyone, and welcome to the channel of the Meditating Monk. I am not a monk, I am a full-time working physician, but with the grace of God, was able to carve out some time and space for a daily encounter with the Lord to grow to know Him and love Him more. And if I could do this with my busy schedule, I know you can do it too. And this channel is hoping to give you some tips to achieve that. So this is part two of the video that says, how does God speak? If you haven't seen part one, you may want to start there. If you have, in this video, we're covering how God speaks to us using our own faculties. And I'm going to start by naming the faculty, quoting scripture, and then giving you an example. So God speaks to us then through hearing, seeing, feeling, and then knowing. Starting with hearing, scripture says in 1 Kings 19:12, Elijah is basically about to hear the Lord, and you see there's a series of events that happen, and scripture says, but the Lord was not there. And then comes verse 12. It says, and behold, the Lord passed by. Several things happen. And after the earthquake, fire, but the Lord was not there. And after the fire, a still small voice. And that's how Elijah heard the Lord. Now, if you've seen some of the prior videos, I told you the first time I heard his voice, I just heard him say to me, I will be there. It was the first time I tried this meditation and this contemplative prayer technique. And so, when you hear that inside voice, you will recognize him. You'll recognize him right away. Now, the other way God can talk to us is through seeing, so visions and dreams. Then again, here, two passages from scriptures that I want to quote. The first one is in Acts 2:17. And in the last days it shall be, God declares, that I will put my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy, your young man shall see visions, and your old man shall dream dreams. So visions and dreams potentially being from God. In Job 33:14-16, scriptures say, for God speaks in one way and in two, though man does not perceive it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon man, he opens the ears of man. So you see again, God potentially being able to talk to us in dreams. And scriptures are full of examples. Think about Joseph interpreting Pharaoh's dreams. Think about Daniel with Nebuchadnezzar. Of course, think about Saint Joseph hearing that basically Mary was carrying the Son of God, or again, being told that he needs to take the family and flee to Egypt. So God can certainly speak through dreams and through visions. And these don't have to be necessarily prophetic visions. Just to give you an example out of my own life, 3 years ago, I had just bought my house and needed a lot of work, and I was working around it still. And there was a lot of like bushes and small trees that I needed to clear out. And so I was working with somebody that was helping me. Probably spent 4, 5, 6 hours there. I was stuck. I couldn't go. Was planning to go to mass, and I had to miss that. And at the end of those 4, 5, 6, God knows how many hours, I was really exhausted. I could probably see my smell, not just smell it. That's how bad it was. And when I finally got to sit down and just find the silence again, the first image that pops to mind is I see myself in the corner I was working in, and then just see Jesus right next to me doing what I'm doing. And I think this was God's way to speak to my heart and tell me, I was with you, and I'm with you in all those smallest, simplest things. You can see again how dreams and visions can be a way God can reach out to us. Thoughts, that's the third way. 1 Corinthians 2:16, for who has known the mind of the Lord so as to instruct him? But we have a mind of Christ. Again, we have a mind of Christ. Christ can speak through us in our mind. Amos 4:13, for behold, he who forms the mountains and creates the winds and declares to man what is in his thought, right? So again, God declaring to man what's in his thought. Simple example, think about, you're in prayer and you think about a friend you haven't talked to maybe in a long time, maybe in a year or so, and you decide to reach out, and sure enough, you figure out that your phone call was very timely. That's another example. And finally, through feelings or impressions on the heart. In Ephesians 1:18, may the eyes of your heart be enlightened, that you may know what is the hope that belongs to his call. So the eyes of the heart, this is something that Paul is mentioning. And again, let's just say that God can speak to us through feelings. Sometimes you'll just sit down in your prayer space, and as soon as you're there, you're just going to feel his love flood you, and you're just going to realize how loved you are. And that's just an example. So that's it for this video. If you haven't seen the discernment video, you may want to look at that too. How to recognize God's voice, because you'll see there's more than one source for the thoughts you can have in your mind. With this, I end this video. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it.